For more than 1,000 years, people from across the ancient Mediterranean world travelled to this remote mountain sanctuary in central Greece. Delphi, a place where heaven and earth were believed to meet, where mortals could communicate with the divine, and which the Greeks considered the very centre of the world. Set on the slopes of Mount Parnassus, the sanctuary's breathtaking location is no accident. The ancient Greeks believed landscapes of extraordinary beauty or power were where the gods made themselves known to humans. At Delphi, that divine presence was Apollo, god of prophecy, music, healing, and light. The path that winds through Delphi today follows the ancient sacred way, the route taken by pilgrims seeking wisdom from the oracle. Archaeological evidence reveals this site was occupied since the Mycenaean period in the 14th century BC, but it reached its zenith between the 6th and 4th centuries BC. The monuments lining the sacred way weren't merely decorative, they were political statements. City-states competing for prominence and divine favour erected these elaborate treasuries to house their offerings to Apollo. The restored Athenian treasury, built to commemorate their victory at Marathon in 490 BC, exemplifies how military triumph and religious devotion were intricately connected in ancient Greek society. At the heart of the sanctuary stood the Temple of Apollo, where the famous oracle delivered prophecies that influenced decisions affecting the entire Greek world and beyond. The temple visible today represents the fourth structure built on this site, dating from the 4th century BC after its predecessor was destroyed by earthquake. Within the temple's inner sanctum, the priestess known as the Pythia would seat herself on a tripod above a fissure in the earth. Modern geological studies have identified fault lines running beneath the temple site that could have released ethylene gas, potentially explaining the trance-like state described in ancient accounts. After inhaling these vapours, the Pythia would utter sounds that priests would then interpret and deliver as prophecies in hexameter verse. According to myth, Zeus released eagles from the eastern and western edges of the world to find its centre. They met at Delphi, and the omphalos, or navel stone, marked this cosmic intersection. The original sacred stone was kept within the temple, while replicas like this museum piece remind us of Delphi's central position in ancient Greek cosmology. Beyond its religious significance, Delphi served as a major cultural centre. This theatre, dating from the 4th century BC and renovated during Roman times, could accommodate approximately 5,000 spectators. Every 4 years, it hosted the musical competitions of the Pythian Games, second only to the Olympics in importance. The theatre's remarkable acoustics, still evident today, allowed audiences to hear performers clearly without amplification. The competitions held here honoured Apollo's association with music and poetry, reminding us that for the ancient Greeks, artistic excellence was a form of divine worship. Below the main sanctuary lies the sanctuary of Athena Pronaia, Athena before the temple. Pilgrims would stop here first to pay respects to Athena, goddess of wisdom, before proceeding to Apollo's oracle. The most enigmatic structure at Delphi is this circular building known as the Tholos, constructed around 380 BC. Its purpose remains unclear, perhaps a hero shrine or related to chthonic underworld deities. What's undeniable is its architectural sophistication, with 20 Doric columns arranged in perfect symmetry. The structure represents the mathematical precision that Greeks associated with cosmic harmony. The objects recovered from Delphi provide extraordinary insights into ancient Greek civilization. The Delphi Archaeological Museum houses one of Greece's most important collections, arranged chronologically to trace the sanctuary's evolution from prehistoric origins through Roman times. The enigmatic Sphinx of Naxos once sat atop a 10-metre column near Apollo's temple. This mythological hybrid creature, combining lion's body, woman's head and eagle's wings, stood as guardian and reminder of the mysterious, sometimes dangerous nature of divine knowledge. The Charioteer of Delphi stands as one of the finest surviving bronze statues from ancient Greece. Created around 474 BC to commemorate a victory in the chariot races, it was part of a larger sculptural group, including horses and the chariot itself. The statue's remarkable preservation occurred because it was buried in a rock slide, protecting it from being melted down, the fate of most ancient bronzes. The inlaid glass eyes and detailed rendering of the figure's serene expression reflect the Greek ideal of calm victory, while the delicate rendering of the garment folds demonstrates masterful craftsmanship. The meticulously carved frieze from the treasury of Siphnos, dating to 525 BC, depicts mythological battles between gods and giants. The technical sophistication and narrative storytelling evident in these reliefs mark a crucial development in Greek art, prefiguring the achievements of the Parthenon sculptures a century later. These archaic Kouroi figures of Cleobis and Biton, dating to approximately 580 BC, represent an early stage in Greek sculptural development. Their stylized forms and archaic smile illustrate the transition from Egyptian-influenced rigid statuary toward the naturalistic human representation that would define classical Greek art. Just kilometers from ancient Delphi lies Arachova, the perfect place to spend the night after a long day exploring the archaeological wonders of Delphi. Perched at an elevation of 950 meters on the slopes of Mount Parnassus, this town has maintained traditions dating back centuries. Arachova's stone architecture reflects its history as a mountain stronghold during Ottoman occupation and the Greek War of Independence. Today, the town balances its role as a popular winter resort with preserving traditional weaving, wood carving, and culinary practices that have sustained communities in these mountains for generations. As night falls over Arachova, the juxtaposition of ancient and modern Greece becomes evident. Like its neighbour Delphi, the town exists in harmony with the dramatic landscape that has shaped human experience here for millennia. For countless generations, people have been drawn to these slopes of Mount Parnassus, seeking connection with something greater than themselves. Though the oracle no longer speaks, Delphi continues to communicate profound truths about human civilization, our quest for meaning, our artistic achievements, and our relationship with the natural world. The ancient maxims inscribed at Apollo's temple, "Know thyself and nothing in excess," continue to resonate across millennia. In an age of instantaneous information, Delphi reminds us that wisdom and insight often require journey, contemplation, and a willingness to engage with the profound mysteries of existence.